Siemanko na moim streamie. Dzisiaj nauczymy się czytać. Ja sobie teraz czekam właśnie, bo byłem wcześniej tutaj w tej hacjencie, gdzie ten skryba powinien urzędować, ale go nie było. Więc zobaczymy, jak to będzie. Oj. Mam nadzieję, że już przyszedł. Dobra, już się tak trochę ciemno robi. O, to jest ten jego dom. I dalej go nie ma. Dobra, no to idziemy dalej questy robić. No szkoda, bo on mnie miał nauczyć czytać. Najwyżej później to ogarniemy. Właśnie dostałem kilka komend, takie, które mi nieco ułatwią grę. Na przykład pokazują celownik przede wszystkim. I myślę, że ten celownik sobie zrobimy. Więc otwieramy sobie tylne. Ja przekopiuję wszystkie te kody, podeślę wam w opisie. Teraz sobie przetestujemy. Mamy kursor, dobra. Bo tak wygląda, gdy macie hełm już płytowy. No i kuźle, znowu lag. Ta gra to jest lag na lagu. Dobra, zapiszemy sobie. I lecimy dorwać tego bandytę kulawego. Ciemkarwinek. Ten niebieski kolor mnie wkurza przy tej energii. O, on tu przysiaduje. To jest tu? Chwila. A nie, następna jeszcze chata. Lecimy, ogarniemy. Co dalej? Ciekawe, co ten bandyta będzie chciał. Pewnie będziemy się musieli z nim bić. Wow. Ty, może tu jest ten skryba. Dlatego tu jest takie zgromadzenie. Ty, a myśmy se tam mogli czytać. Znaczy czekać. No i co teraz? O, hełm mi ściągło. Co tam się dzieje? Zamordowano go chyba.
That's what you call nothing to see. I'd like to know what something to see looks like.
By the keys of St. Peter, this is all I need. We'll have to send word to Sir Hanush.
That might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Henry of Skalitz, in the service of Hanush's captain Bernard. I'm investigating the attack at Neuhof, and I think this could be related.
Well, I'm the bailiff of Auschwitz. And I say we don't want any of that kind of trouble around here. What makes you think this has anything to do with Neuhof?
No, co
One of the folk
chodzi?
at the stud farm recognized someone from Auschwitz among the bandits.
We have no bandits or murderers around here.
Really? They say he had a limp?
Shit. Well, allow me to introduce you to Limpy Lubosh. Or all that's left of it.
Jak zwykle śledztwo. No nieźle.
Sakra.
Nothing's ever easy. I'll have to take a look around and ask a few more questions, if that's all right with you.
You can take this mess off my hands and welcome to it. As for what else there is to find out, I don't know.
Ciekawe, co to się nie stało? Pewnie ci ten łysy bandyta go tak pojechał. Żeby nic nie wygadał. By się dał przyłapać. Dobra, to sobie pokój w karczmie wynajmiemy i pójdziemy się zaraz położyć.
Who was Limpy Lubosh?
A poor crofter and a scoundrel. Can't say I'm too surprised. He kept company with all sorts of vermin. He was always getting into some...
How come he limped?
He got that from some villainy or brawl a long time ago.
Has he been up to anything suspicious?
I don't know. The last few days he didn't go anywhere. He was home the whole time. But he always kept everyone in the village at arm's length.
Może miał jakiś kumpli i oni będą wiedzieli.
None. A loner he...
Ach.
Do you happen to know where he was on the night of the Neuhof?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk, so you never knew if he was away.
I nic nie wiemy.
When did you find the body?
Just now. And nobody saw or heard anything.
No co, przecież tu my wszystko wypytali. Czemu to się świeci? Dobra, koniec. Pytamy ludzi. Wieśniak, przykupka. Rumir. Ciekawe, co to za gościu.
Good health, dear.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neu.
I don't know nothing about it, but...
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
I didn't really know him. He kept to himself, even in the tavern.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Come to think of it, he was in church yesterday. He was even talking to the priest, and I was wondering what he was up to take to the faith all of a sudden. But I suppose no...
Coś minę zamula.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I was coming from the tavern very late that night, and I caught a glimpse of some...
That man Lubosh who was murdered.
Toś mi już pytali, że mi się klikło.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend?
Not with anyone from the village. He used to sit...
That's all. Thank you.
Może ten coś będzie wiedzieć. Kurna, znowu trzeba pytać ludzi.
God save you.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa.
Sir Hanush gives a job like that to a...
That man Lubosh who...
He was a strange one.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
I didn't see much of him lately.
Gra ten kościół nie.
I don't think he was home at all.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used...
I really don't know.
That's all.
Dziennik. Trzeba z proboszczem pogadać. Może ta babka będzie coś wiedziała?
I've come in the name...
don't know how I can help.
Who was this Lou?
You could see at first glance
Wszyscy się rozchodzą.
there wasn't sight.
Do you know what Lou...
I don't.
Do you know who Lou Bosch...
As far as I know.
That's all.
Look where you're going.
Be a bit more careful.
O, nie mogę tam wyjść.
See Vashek at the market the other day? Oh, aye. He was looking mighty smug. Not his usual grouchy self at all. What's he so pleased about all of a sudden? Haven't you heard? He's caught in some wench on the side. What? Vashek! You must be pulling my pizzle. There isn't a woman around here who'd look twice at that.
Dobra. Myślę, że będziemy musieli iść. O kuźde. Idziemy do proboszcza. I się przespać. Wszyscy się rozeszli. Rozkrywa. Może nauczy nas czytania.
I'm honored that you should come to me.
O, naucz mnie czytać.
I'd like to learn to read.
At this time of day, are you right in the head?
Ach, muszę
Come in the
przyjść
name of
jutro,
Sahanish of
będzie...
Lipa.
Of course.
That man Lou Bosch who was murdered.
He was a drunk who was always looking for a fight.
Muszę iść do
Have you noticed
gospody.
anything suspicious?
Well, now I think of it, I had
Do you know what Lou Bosch was doing?
not a clue.
Do you know anyone Lou Bosch used to spend time with?
He was a loner.
That's all.
Może ktoś w karczmie będzie wiedzieć. Idziemy do proboszcza. Później się przespać. Nauczymy się czytania. No i ten. I zobaczymy, co będzie dalej. Albo odwiedzimy już karczmy. Dam się tego Waldka. On tu mógł przesiadywać.
I'm at your service, Sir Knight.
O,
I'd like you to show me. Certainly.
mogę się nauczyć jazdy
I'd like to
konnej.
practice. All right. But
Płacimy.
now pay.
Właśnie. Zobaczymy, co dalej.
How's the head? So even strangers know my shame. Come on then.
Siema,
Come and
królu
drink.
złoty.
Once a
Siema,
look,
siema.
flash the blockhead.
Panie Robercie.
I'm not here to mock. So what is it you want? I promised the head groom that I'd look for pie.
Obecnie
Well, good luck.
szukam zbója. Znaczy zabójcy zbója. Muszę iść do proboszcza.
Can you describe pie for me? Long face, four. Well, that should narrow it. Sorry, he's a dappled grey, a stallion, and he's really fast. Quite the opposite. Where did you fall off, Pie? Just south of here. Between the fields and the woods, there's a crossroads where four paths meet.
Co tam broisz, Robert?
so we could have gone out. Now you see my problem.
When was that?
In the morning. Then I staggered about for a while, feeling as rough as a boar's up.
Fine, I'll go and look.
Thanks.
Well?
Pies used to take in the bridal ways, so I'd keep to those.
That's useful.
Dobra. Zobaczymy, czy ta jazda konna mi coś dała. Mogę coś sobie tam ulepszyć. Co te ostrogi dają? Info. O, to jaki to jest poziom jakości? Gdzie tu są te ostrogi? Gdzie tu jest jakiś poziom? Nie wiem. Dobra. Idziemy do proboszcza, póki jeszcze może będzie w kościele. A ten kościół remontują. Taki trochę zaniedbany. Ambona jest. Ołtarz jest. A tu jest ten proboszcz. Zagadamy, spytamy się o tego ziomka.
The blessings of our good Lord be with you, Father. I'm here in the name of Sir Hanush. Can I ask you a few questions?
It seems Sir Hanush is employing children as investigators. But ask as you wish, boy.
Did you know Lubosh?
Bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow, but...
Did you notice anything suspicious?
My child, all sorts of suspicious things have been going on recently. People like Lubosh don't know what to do.
That's really not a lot of help to me, Father.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing on the day Neuhof was raided?
Unfortunately, I do know. And I'd like to help you with your investigation, but I can't.
What?
I'm bound by certain vows that forbid me to tell you.
Vows more important than catching dangerous murderers?
There are laws of God above the laws of man, son. And one of those is the sanctity of the...
Musimy mu przegadać jakoś.
There must be situations in which you can make an exception.
There are things that apply always, no matter what the circumstances.
Kurde, krew
This
zaczyna mi
is one
lecieć.
of them.
Czym spróbujemy?
But Lubosh is dead. You can't hurt him, but if you don't tell me, more innocent people may die.
If I told you, I would be betraying a vow that's a cornerstone of the Holy Church. If people believed the sanctity of the confessional couldn't be trusted, the consequences would be even worse than that.
Worse than the death of innocent Christians?
No one escaped.
Father, Lubosh was my only lead to the Neuhof raiders. Only he could... If I don't find out who it was, it will probably happen again. Surely you wouldn't want that.
I wouldn't. But I can't betray the sanctity of the confessional. Suppose we talk it over in the evening, in the tavern, over a cup of good wine. Maybe we'll come up with something.
A jak pili te księża.
Thank you, Father.
Wieczorem w karczmie. No to już jest wieczór. Idziemy do karczmy. Dobra. Malowidła. Chrzest. Kurde, jeszcze mi krew zaczęła lecieć.
women.
Yeah, give me a minute.
What is it?
No i co, wymyśliłeś coś na poczekaniu?
The blessings of our Lord be...
And with you, lad. Take a seat.
Damn. What is it?
All right.
Gadamy z nim, może
I'm
coś
sorry I can't tell
wymyśli.
you everything, but maybe we can work something out. But first, I'd like to hear something about you, my son.
Yeah, give me a minute.
I'm from Skalitz.
Oh, I'm sorry. What about your kin?
They're dead.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Here, we'll drink to them.
Ksiądz będzie pić za moich rodziców. Nieźle.
It was terrible. It seemed so pointless.
Jeszcze jakaś babka się do nas dosiadła.
They just appeared and God knows why. They killed anyone who didn't make it to the shelter of the castle. My parents, my girl. I didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do. They almost killed me. They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. There was a pile of bodies in front of the church in Rovna. Folk who tried to take refuge there, but
My poor child. May God grant them eternal rest. And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanish to send that old grouch Bernard.
Here you are. And good health.
he did, but I found a witness and the trail led here to Udzielajcie, so he sent me here to follow it up.
Ah, well, congratulations. It's nice to see someone using their head to find things out instead of torture. We'll have to drink to that.
Chyba mu się spodobałem.
What actually happened at Noyo? The good folks hereabout are saying all kinds of terrible things.
The rumors aren't exaggerated this time. The Neuhof stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarreled among themselves and broke off the attack.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claim. Well then, here's to those poor souls who...
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal. Do you really want more...
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions because if you do it once, if people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust anyone, and that's worse than even the most...
Coming.
I understand, but that means I've reached a dead end. Those cutthroats will strike again, and I can't stop them.
Chin up, lad. I might have a solution.
What?
If I tell you what Lubos told me, I'd be betraying the confessional secret. But, first thing tomorrow, I'll try something I think might help.
Word of honor?
On my soul.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the idea?
Well, Udzielajcie isn't Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard. So what do you...
It has to be something topical. Condemning vices. And, of course, describing them in detail. A tongue lashing about the two popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life, with a nice moral to them, are popular as well. Especially if they're about fornication and similar...
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague. in the Czech language, and the people liked it. I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own repertoire.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus about Mother Church. The lamentable wealth in which the church is drowning has turned to poison. And nearly just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold and silver. They know no mercy. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay. And what if the devil himself were to pay? Would he ascend? With such money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride,
jest fragment,
servants to pamper them.
który był właśnie ostatnio w historii bez cenzury.
While Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor. Amen.
Well, this Jan Hus character.
Oh, the congregation.
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
Funny.
What do you mean? My situation's completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits.
What do you think of this?
He's certainly a wise man. A little. If he got out of Prague and came here for a look, I'm sure he'd stop condemning.
Where can I find out more about his teachings?
You like it? I copied down some of his sermons. If you're interested, you can read them at my presbytery.
What do the common folk think of it?
They like it. They're happy to hear someone say what they think themselves. In a few years...
Yeah, unless they...
Nonsense.
Don't you think it's a bit odd when someone boos?
No, I don't.
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been more... he's getting...
What do you suppose? I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Nowy poziom w picie. Lol. Dobra, trzeba się iść. Położyć, przespać. Nie gadaj, że do rana będą pili. Jest przyda.
To nie ustoi żadnej chlap. Na kraj padł dziesnej smutek, do dnielo i rano utek. Niech już małżeński majstrak, do wczera żylne staje prak. Už sejmoj svatý muži, nechtěl bych bejbě i kůži. Nám je to jedno a tak si dáme jedno a požadem si huby jako poslední den. Půjďme se vámi, ano ráda slávy, a pak vypal sudy a posaď se mi sem. Tak posaď se sem a vypal jeden. Ukaž to si jako poslední.
O, jestem. A tobie, Robert, jak tam idzie? Gdzie już jesteś? No nieźle, spróbuję się na rękę. I chyba mnie odkuli.
Bailiff, come on over here, sit down and have a drink with us.
Nie.
Don't vex me again, Father. It's 3 hours past dusk, and curfew is long gone.
So what?
So, I'll have you all whipped and put in the stocks, and I'll write a letter to the bishop about you, priest.
Well, nothing to worry about then. Everyone knows the only one around here who can write is me.
Enough! Men! Throw them out.
Patrolujesz ulicę? Co zrobiłeś z tą begarką? W sensie, no jak jej tam? Żebraczką.
Henry, back me up.
No fajnie. Przez księdza muszę się bić.
You'll get what for.
Panie, ksiądz się bije. Ej, pierwszy raz takie coś widzę. Osiągnięty. To samo co ty. No najlepiej, nie? Gdzie będziemy żebrać, pozwalać? I gdzie ja jestem w ogóle? Ale wy... Muszę iść na dzwonicę. Pijany. Czemu tu jest tak ciemno? A znowu ładuję. Czyli będę spał w wieży kościelnej.
Here we are. Look at this beauty.
We can't do this, can we?
Who says? Get ringing, wench.
Ej, masakra, taki przypał znowu. Co to za ksiądz?
Ah, bloody oath. And now, my dears, comes the climax of the evening.
Tu chyba nie jest konserwatywna ta gra. Matko, co tu się dzieje? Jaki ksiądz? Szalony jakiś. Ej, ja tego nie mogę pokazywać. Chwila. Jul, i co teraz? Jak to wyłączyć? Na razie wyłączymy. Bo mi monetyzację wywalą. Dobra, już jestem. Pijany. Idziemy spać do karczmy. O nie, jakiś znowu film.
Well, I have to say that was a fine evening.
Siema. No niezły bait. I co w związku z tym? Oj. Twoje intro mi się odpaliło.
You old lecher. Now you better pull yourself together quick. You haven't much time. There's some water and something to eat on the table there, but if I were you, I would move my hairy arse before my flock eats me alive.
Oh, step on in my head. My guts.
Ej, stracił sułtanny ziomek.
Poor suffering stomach. What was that woman on about? Before my flock eats me alive. I've forgotten something. What have I forgotten? Where the fuck am I? What the fuck was it? Oh. Mass! Oh shit, I have to say mass. I gotta say mass. You have to help me.
How? You're the priest.
I can't do it in this state. Maybe the liturgy. But I have to give a sermon as well. Oh, this is a disaster. They're gonna excommunicate me. I'd like to help you, but you can. You can do the sermon for me.
What? So, first I investigate a murder no one wants investigated. Then I drunkenly keep the whole town up all night. And now you want me to preach at them from the pulpit? Do you want them to burn us at the stake?
No. No, I've got...
No chyba tak, nie wiem co to kurna. Ale ej, przypał jak byk z tym księdzem. Ciekawe... Nie wierzę, że tak było.
Henry, look. From what I remember, we might have overdone it a bit last night. And if the bailiff or someone else complains about me, the bishop's gonna have my guts for garters. So I'd appreciate it. Stop gaping at me like a stuffed squirrel and start helping.
You're mad. You're stark raving mad.
I'm not. It's a perfect plan. It's flawless. Oh. How about this? If you help me with this, I'll tell you who Lubosh's cronies are.
Znowu szantaż. A przed chwilą gadał. Patrz, znowu mam picie. Osiągnięto poziom. Jaki ze mnie już alkus. Ciekawe, czy później sobie będzie... O, czekaj, tajemnica z...
So all at once the confessional seal isn't so sacred?
Don't mock me. I won't give you a sec...
Dobra, lecimy z kazaniem, będzie śmiesznie.
Right. Well, I can't make any
No, neither can...
What do you want me to do exactly?
I'll go and start the liturgy. Then I'll introduce you. You give the sermon I told you yesterday and no need to drag it out. If it turns out well, I'll tell you what I know.
Christ almighty.
Wonderful.
Ciul, po pijaku kazanie.
What is it?
Czekajcie, zjem sobie coś z garnka. Lecimy szybko kazać, znaczy robić kazanie. Ło, ile już ludzi. Wbijam na ambonę, ale będzie dym. To będzie dobre. Ciekawe co ludzie powiedzą. Ej kurde, mogą się jakoś ubrać.
Look at him. He can hardly walk after his capers last night.
You were with them, you beast.
Just you wait. Look at him. Mother of God, any minute now he'll throw up.
Widzisz to, Robert? Co tu się odprawia? Nawet mam ministrantów dwóch.
Animals, I couldn't sleep a wink last night with all that clamor.
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
Ciekawe jak te kazanie będziemy oglądać.
Accepit panem in sanctas ad venerabiles a manus suas.
Oj, komuś się odbiło.
Hac facite in meam commemorationem.
O, już mi jakaś babka podrywa. Znowu?
You may have had the honor of meeting Henry from Skalitz, who is here at the behest of Sir Hanush to investigate that heinous crime at Neuhof.
I głosu znowu nie ma.
You might not know that Henry recently visited Prague, where by the grace of God was able to hear Master Jan Hus from the esteemed Charles University preaching.
Ale ściemnia.
I've managed to persuade Henry to stand here today in my stead and tell us what he heard. Because, as you all probably know, Jan Hus is a very popular preacher in Prague. So, Henry, you may begin.
Wbijam na ambonę i lecimy z imprezą. No je? Przerąbany. Teraz będę musiał pewnie opcje dialogowe wybierać. I co tu wybrać? Kurde. Jak robimy? Może zaczniemy łagodnie kazanie. Dobra, lecimy tu. Bracia i siostry.
Brothers and sisters in Christ, I would like to talk to you about our Holy Mother Church and what iniquities it's declining into.
Boy has a cheek.
Creation has given to every man the power by which he might rule the whole world.
I teraz taka presja.
That power does not give him the right to rule. That right belongs to God alone. It is the corruption of God's pastors here on earth that has brought misfortune on our heads. Plague, humans, hunger, and chaos. The accursed wealth that the church is drowning in is poisoning almost the whole of Christendom. When dogs are fighting over a bone, take the bone and they will stop. Just like the flock of ravens that has descended on this land to peck up every speck of gold and silver. They show no mercy. Their hearts are poisoned by covetousness. They trade everything. Everything is for sale. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay, and you will have absolution. And the prelates sin and give themselves absolution.
For shame! Shame upon them!
It is the custom of the gluttonous prelates and monks to preach against sin. But what do they know of us ordinary folk?
Let us remember the marriage at Cana, where our Lord Jesus Christ himself feasted with the other guests and drank his fill. And when the wine was gone, he performed a miracle and created more. He, whose companions were poor travelers, simple folk, prostitutes and troublemakers, performed a miracle so the feast could continue.
Now that's the kind of sermon I like to hear.
No, brothers and sisters. Jesus did not condemn alcohol. Drink to lighten the cross you bear in this vale of tears, but not with such a
Rozbijemy całe
holy
miasto.
the Sabbath. For there should be moderation in all things, and it is not drinking itself that is sinful, but intemperance and beastly indulgence.
He's right.
Enough about sin, which the prelates are so fond of preaching about, and whose absolution they promise if you only pay enough coin to Mother Church. What if the devil himself were to pay? Will the bishops tell us he too would ascend to heaven? And what about those bishops? They sin without remorse, and with the money grasped from the poor for indulgences, they keep fine horses and hordes of servants to pamper them. They play dice and garb their mistresses in expensive furs, while Christ, the Lamb of God, walked barefoot and had nowhere to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for you are seen by God and his people too.
Down with the prelates. Away with them.
We're fortunate to have our good Father Godwin. At least he's a fair and simple man.
I say to you, in the words of Jan Hus, he who knows much, let him speak much. He who knows little, let him speak little. Let each speak as much as he knows, and he who knows nothing, let him at least teach his neighbour one virtuous deed by setting him good example and refraining from playing dice and from fornication. And that applies both to priests and to you, brothers and sisters.
That's his conclusion?
That is all I heard in Prague. Amen.
Chyba dobrze poszło. Same sukcesy były. Masakra z tym kazaniem.
The young man shouldn't drink so much, but the Lord's given him a silver tongue.
I don't suppose I'll ever get to Prague. He told it nicely.
I po pijaku się lepiej gada. Ciekawe co mi powie ten ksiądz.
Well, well, my boy, you have talent, and I can't deny it. And you pulled a thorn from my side. I almost didn't make it.
Yeah, I noticed. I wasn't the only one.
Oh, what's to be done? I'll make it up somehow.
So, about our bargain.
Although it's a sin.
So gluttony and fornication.
God does forgive a penitent.
So, what did Limpy Lubosh tell you? Was he at Neuhof that day? Who was with him? And where are they now?
Now, slow down. I'm sorry, but he didn't tell me that much.
Don't let me down after all I've been through. For you,
well, now Lubosh came to me shortly after it happened. His conscience was gnawing at him. And I must say, in the end, he turned out to be a better man than he looked. He said they'd been hired through some crony of theirs. And at first they were just to steal some horses. But then it all turned sour and people started getting killed. And neither he nor his cronies wanted anything to do with that. So they fell out from the gang and fled.
Fell out? Yeah, there was a body found in the woods by Neuhof.
That would explain something. Lubosh kept jabbering that he wasn't a murderer, that he didn't want to do it.
So I know that Lubosh killed the murderer and he's dead too. The trouble is, I need to find the ones who are still alive. I need names and places. Did he mention any of the others?
Only nicknames. Talked about some fella called Riki from Ledechko, Pius, Timmy.
Pius. That lot are about as pious as I am ordained.
Nonsense. You would make an excellent priest. And anyhow, with your skills, you ought to be able to sniff out this Riki from Ledechko, right?
Well, we'll have to now. There's not much else to go on. Let's hope he's not hanging from the wall too.
Indeed. And I'd hate to be excommunicated for nothing. Anyhow, good luck. You watch out for yourself. These people clearly mean business. And I'd like to raise a tankard with you again sometime.
Yeah.
Ja już z nim nie piję.
Although I'm not sure I'd survive another night of your debauchery.
And if anyone should ask, you heard nothing from me. I'll deny everything.
I don't doubt it.
Dobra, idziemy się uczyć czytać. Lag.
What the hell?
Nauczyłem się czytać.
My respects to you.
I've come to ask if...
Why, it would... Bear in mind, it won't be all that easy. You'll need plenty of...
All right.
Very well. I will require some groschen from you, though, and set aside at least a couple of days.
Here are your groschen.
Then we may as well start.
No i jak?
He did break his vow, but better than to dishonor it here. May he follow his heart. Wake up, lad. It's time we were getting on. So, let's see you read a bit.
Przeczytaj książkę.
There's a book here on the table. Try to read it.
Will I manage?
You ought to be able to. It's a simple text. Come back once you've worked your way through it.
Dobra, przeczytaliśmy. No i co?
I've read the book.
Wonderful. So tell me.
That being greedy doesn't pay.
Excellent. You're one of my most talented pupils. You've uncovered the meaning hidden in the letter. Like I told you, books are valuable. And the words that you place in them...
Does that mean that I can read?
Yes, you have the foundation. Remember, my boy, the pen is mightier than the sword. To fully learn your way around words will take a... Now we'll move on to the second lesson, which will be much harder. Many books are written in Latin, the language of erudite and religious men. If you really... There's a book on the table with some text. Read it and then come back. You need not understand it, but you should master the letters.
I only just managed the fable about the goose, and now you're asking me to
You're a clever lad.
Piszemy, żeby dobrze odpowiedzieć. Która to ta księga o łacinie? Ta.
I read the page.
So tell me, Distrupule, what...
Nutus...
Not bad for a first try, lad. Try reading it again.
Kurde, muszę zapamiętać.
What the hell are you doing?
Nilus es... Prosit. Dobra.
I read the page.
So tell me.
Nullus est liber.
Good heavens! Don't tell me you haven't had lessons before. Excellent.
Thank you, Domine. I'm feeling a lot...
Ciekawe, czego może mnie jeszcze nauczyć. Albo co mogę kupić. Elementarz. Kupimy wszystko. Ciekawe, jak długo się tą książkę będzie czytać. Ociu, 1 godzina 15 minut. No nieźle. Pasujemy na razie. Zobaczymy, gdzie teraz mamy iść szukać tego gościa. Tu już nic nie możemy zrobić. Idziemy do grabarza zobaczyć. To nie może szybko podróżować, dobra. Jestem przeciążony, muszę coś na konia dać. Te książki. Będziemy piwoszem. Mamy jakiś punkt? No nie. Co tu mamy do rozdania? O, dzikus mieszczanin. A pierwsza pomoc? Dobra, lecimy tutaj. Ale będzie mi długo szedł. Zbadaj. Sukces. Cośmy zbadali? Interesujące miejsce. O, to nic potrzebnego nam. Weźmiemy sobie, wejdziemy na konia, to polecimy szybciej. Może. No kurde, teraz to ten ziomek idzie. Wydaje mi się, że jest trochę szybciej. Znowu lek? O, leci. No nic. Rozwaliło mi streama, więc sobie zakończymy ten stream. Trzymajcie się.